best main battle tanks. Sabra, main battle tank, Israel. The Sabra main battle tank is an extensive upgrade of the M60A3. This upgrade was developed in Israel to extend service life of the aging M60 series tanks and making them more capable. Upgraded tanks have increased lethality, protection, and mobility. These main battle tanks are currently in service only with Turkey. A contract to upgrade 170 Turkish Army M60 main battle tanks to the Sabra Mk.2 standard was awarded to Israel Military Industries in 2002. The first prototype was delivered for trials and evaluation in 2005. It entered service with the Turkish Army and is locally known as the M60T. A total of 170 Turkish Army tanks were upgraded. These tanks made their first combat debut in 2016 during a Turkish military operation in Syria against Kurdish fighters. Vehicle is fitted with new modular armor protection. Upgraded vehicles retain their original but up-armored turrets. Upgraded tanks are equipped with automatic fire suppression systems. The Sabra main battle tank is armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun. This gun was developed in Israel and is similar to the Merkava Mk.3 gun. It is significantly superior to the original 105mm gun installed on the M60 series tanks. This gun is capable of firing all standard NATO 120mm ammunition. This gun is loaded manually. A total of 42 rounds for the main gun are carried. The Sabra also has new night fire control system. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and 2 machine guns of the same caliber mounted on top of the roof. Alternatively, a 5.45mm machine gun can be used. The Sabra MBT is also fitted with a 60mm mortar. The Sabra main battle tank has a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Vehicle is powered by Continental AVDS 1790-5A turbocharged diesel engine, developing 900 horsepower. Chassis of the M60A3 has been upgraded to coupe with increased weight and for better cross-country mobility. Leopard 2PL, main battle tank, Germany/Poland. In 2002, Germany donated to Poland a total of 128 Leopard 2A4 tanks from the German army stocks. In 2013, German MOD signed a contract with Poland to sell another 14 Leopard 2A4 tanks, plus 105 newer Leopard 2A5 tanks, and Bergpanzer II armored recovery vehicles from the army stocks. In 2015, the Polish MOD selected Rheinmetall of Germany as a favored bidder to upgrade the older Leopard 2A4 tanks. An upgraded version was developed by Rheinmetall in cooperation with a number of Polish companies. It is called the Leopard 2PL. The demonstrator was first publicly revealed in 2016. In 2018, a contract was signed to upgrade the 142 Polish Leopard 2A4 tanks to the Leopard 2PL standard. First upgraded tanks were delivered to the Polish Army in 2020. Deliveries are planned to be completed by 2023. Currently, Polish Army also operates 11 tank battalions. 2 of them re-equipped with the Leopard 2A5 tanks. Another 2 are equipped with Leopard 2A4 tanks that are to be upgraded to Leopard 2PL standard. Also, there are 4 battalions equipped with PT-91 Twardy tanks and 3 battalions equipped with older T-72 M1 tanks. Polish Army operates a total of 233 PT-91 tanks and 120 T-72 M1 tanks. Another 470 T-72 M1 tanks are in storage. The Leopard 2PL upgrade is broadly similar to the Rheinmetall Revolution MBT. It has got improved armor protection, improved gun, improved sights and some other systems. However, despite all improvements, the Polish Leopard 2PL is not as capable as the upgraded Leopard 2A7 upgraded by Krauss-Maffei Wegmann, which entered service with the German army in 2014. The Leopard 2PL loses to Leopard 2A7 in the key areas of protection, firepower, accuracy, and onboard electronic systems. The Polish Leopard 2PL has improved armor protection. An advanced modular armor protection (AMAP) composite armor kit, developed by the IBD Duisbroth Company of Germany, was fitted to the turret. This armor is a part of Rheinmetall Revolution upgrade package. It uses new nanoceramics materials and modern titanium and steel alloys. This armor provides higher level of protection against wide range of threats. Up-armored turret of the Leopard 2PL offers higher protection than turret of the Leopard 2A5, however it cannot match protection level of the Leopard 2A7. The armor kit is modular, so damaged armor modules can be replaced in field conditions. It is planned that the AMAP armor modules will be produced in Poland under license. The Leopard 2PL MBT is only slightly heavier than its predecessor. It weighs 60 tons, comparing with 56.6 tons of the original Leopard 2A4. Around 3 tons of add-on armor were added to the turret front and sides. However, no armor was added to the hull in order to keep the weight within the 60 tons limit, which was set by the Polish Army. Some sources report that armor was also added to the hull floor in order to improve protection against landmines and improvised explosive devices. Otherwise, hull armor was not improved in any way. Furthermore, Polish Leopard 2A4 tanks have hulls made in the early 1980s. It seems that these hulls will not withstand modern APFSDS ammunition. Crew members of the Leopard 2PL are seated on new shock-proof seats. The tank is also fitted with more efficient automatic fire suppression system. The Leopard 2PL tank retains a 120mm/L44 smoothbore gun of its predecessor. However, the gun was modified by Rheinmetall to be compatible with newly developed high-pressure ammunition, such as programmable DM11 high-explosive airburst ammunition, and high-power DM53 and DM63 armor-piercing rounds. The programmable rounds enable to engage targets behind cover and within buildings. These multi-purpose DM11 rounds can be also used against enemy troops, armored vehicles and low-flying helicopters. The gun can also fire any other standard NATO 120mm tank ammunition. The gun is loaded manually by the loader. A total of 42 rounds are carried inside the tank. 15 rounds are stored in the turret bustle and are ready to use. Remaining rounds are stored inside the hull. The turret bustle is separated from the crew compartment and has a blowout panels. Hydraulic drives of the turret were replaced with electric drives. Such upgrade significantly improves post-penetration survivability, as the hydraulic drives contain flammable liquid. Secondary armament consists of a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun. There is another 7.62mm machine gun mounted on top of the roof. The Leopard 2PL has improved sights and fire control system. The commander uses panoramic sight, which is fitted with a Polish-made thermal imager and includes a laser rangefinder. Commander's station is equipped with a number of digital screens that display different information. It looks like the Leopard 2PL has got a hunter-killer engagement capability, which is present on all modern main battle tanks. The commander uses his panoramic sight to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes all the aiming and firing process. During that time, commander looks for the next target. Such target engagement method allows to acquire and engage targets faster. The driver received a new night vision sight for driving at night and a rear vision camera, which makes driving backwards much easier. Despite all improvements, communication systems of the Leopard 2PL remain unchanged. This tank also lacks battlefield management system. This main battle tank is operated by a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. The Leopard 2PL retains the engine of its predecessor. It is powered by an MTU MB-873 Ka501 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. This tank is also fitted with stair auxiliary power unit, which powers all systems when the main engine is turned off. The same APU is used on the Leopard 2A7. Cross-country performance is similar to that of its predecessor. This tank can be fitted with a deep wading kit and ford shallow rivers, lakes and other water obstacles up to 4 meters deep. Karrar, Iran. This is a fully Iranian development that has become a symbol of the country's military independence. The Karrar is a new generation tank that combines Soviet-era technology with modern Iranian innovations. The tank was unveiled in 2016 as a response to international sanctions, which limited Iran's access to foreign military hardware. The Karrar is based on the Soviet T-72 platform, but it has undergone significant upgrades. Iranian engineers have improved its protection, firepower, and fire control systems. The Karrar is equipped with a 125mm smoothbore gun capable of firing guided missiles. It also features a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun and a 12.7mm remote-controlled anti-aircraft machine gun. One of the major improvements is in its armor protection. The tank features modern explosive reactive armor, visually similar to Russia's Contact 5. The front of the hull and turret are reinforced with modular composite armor. The Karrar also boasts modern electronics, including a digital fire control system, thermal imaging, a laser rangefinder, and a panoramic sight. These systems allow the crew to operate effectively in both day and night conditions, in all types of weather. The tank's engine produces around 1,000 horsepower, allowing it to reach a top speed of about 70 km per hour on roads and around 50 km per hour off-road. It has an operational range of up to 500 km on a full tank. Thanks to an automatic loading system, the Karrar is operated by a three-man crew, which helps reduce its size and weight. Iran is actively producing the Karrar and plans to use it to re-equip a large portion of its armored forces. This tank represents a major step in Iran's effort to replace imported systems with domestic solutions. It is designed entirely without foreign involvement and tailored to the country's specific needs. Although the Karrar is often showcased in parades and exercises as a high-tech and powerful weapon, its real combat performance remains unproven, as it has yet to be tested in major conflicts. Nevertheless, the Karrar is a striking example of how a nation under heavy sanctions can develop its own defense industry. It is more than just a copy of the T-72, it is the result of deep modernization and technical progress. PT-91 Twardy, main battle tank, Poland. The PT-91 Twardy, hard, is an improved variant of the Soviet T-72 main battle tank. The PT-91 was developed in Poland in the early 1990s. Production of the PT-91 Twardy tanks for the Polish Army were completed in 2002. A total of 233 tanks were delivered. Currently, Polish Army also operates 120 older T-72 M1 tanks, plus 470 in storage, and a number of ex-German Leopard 2A4 and Leopard 2A5 tanks. The older Leopard 2A4 tanks are planned to be upgraded to Leopard 2PL standard. In 2002, Germany donated to Poland a number of Leopard 2A4 tanks from the German Army stocks. Some former units equipped with Twardy were re-equipped with the Leopard 2A4 and 2A5 tanks. In turn, units formerly equipped with the T-72 M1 tanks were re-equipped with the Twardy tanks. It was planned that PT-91 Twardy tanks will be operational until 2030. In 2023, it was announced that 60 PT-91 Twardy tanks will be delivered to Ukraine in order to defend against the Russian invasion. Twardy's protection is enhanced by utilizing indigenously developed Arieta explosive reactive armor blocks. There is a total of 394 Arieta blocks covering front of the hull and the turret. These blocks are placed virtually without gaps to each other. It is worth mentioning that explosive reactive armor blocks on the Soviet of the Cold War era usually have 15 mm gaps or even more, thus reducing overall protection. Tests shown that Arieta blocks improve tanks' protection by 30 to 70% depending on the ammunition type used. However, armor of the PT-91 cannot withstand modern Western 120mm tank gun ammunition fired from 2,000 meters range. The PT-91 Twardy is armed with a 125mm main gun, which is similar to that used on the T-72. The gun is fitted with an autoloader. The PT-91 Twardy has new gun stabilization system and new fire control system. Other systems and sights have also been improved. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62 mm machine gun and roof-mounted 12.7 mm machine gun. Vehicle has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. The PT-91 has more powerful engine, comparing with the T-72. It is fitted with the S12U diesel engine, developing 850 horsepower. There was also developed AS1000 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1000 horsepower. A comparison test was made in Poland in order to compare reliability of the Polish PT-91 and Leopard 2A4 tanks. It appeared that tanks with similar mileage, 19,000 kilometers, showed different results. Distance between failures of the PT-91 was only 25 kilometers and it took on average 3.2 days to repair the tank. On the other hand, distance between failures of the Leopard 2A4 tank was 174 kilometers and it took on average 1.3 days to repair the tank. Most failures of the PT-91 Twardy were related to its engine, electrical installation, armament, fire control system, and communication systems. So the aging PT-91 tanks can be seen as rather unreliable combat vehicles that are troublesome to keep in operational order. Khalid or MBT-3000. Pakistan. The Khalid main battle tank was jointly developed by China and Pakistan. It is a further development of the Chinese Type 92 tank, which was not accepted to service with the Chinese Army. In the late 1990s it was marketed for export as the MBT-2000. Pakistan acquired production license of this MBT. The Khalid is named after the legendary General Khalid ibn al-Walid. First deliveries of this tank were made in 2002. The Khalid is currently in service with Pakistan. About 600 were planned to be built by 2007. The Khalid main battle tank is based on Chinese and Soviet designs. It is considerably smaller and lighter than modern Western MBTs. Vehicle has a composite armor and is fitted with add-on explosive reactive armor blocks. It is also fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. It also has an advanced laser detection warning system. The Khalid MBT is armed with a fully stabilized 125mm smoothbore gun, fitted with an autoloader. It is capable of firing anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary rounds. It is a Russian-made 9K119 reflex, NATO designation at 11 sniper, which is produced in China under license. Maximum range of effective fire is 4 to 5 kilometers. The at-11 sniper can also target low-flying helicopters. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and another 12.7mm machine gun, mounted on top of the roof. The Khalid tank has a fire control system of Western origin. It also has an integrated battle management system. Navigation is assisted by the GPS and internal navigation systems. Vehicle is powered by Ukrainian 6TD turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,200 horsepower. It is worth mentioning that Pakistan also operates the T-80UD MBT, powered by a similar engine. The Khalid is also fitted with auxiliary power unit, which powers all electrical systems when the main engine is turned off. The Khalid can be fitted with snorkel kit and self-entrenching blade. T-72B3M. Russia. The T-72B3M, sometimes unofficially referred as T-72B4, is a recent Russian upgrade of the aging T-72B tank. It is a further development of the T-72B3 with some improvements. It has a new gun, improved fire control system with panoramic commander sight, improved protection, and new engine. This tank was first publicly revealed in 2014. A small batch of these tanks was produced. In 2016 it was announced that Russia is planning to upgrade a total of 150 older T-72B tanks to the T-72B3M standard. Currently Russia is gradually refurbishing and upgrading a number of its aging T-72B tanks to keep them operational and up to date. The T-72B3M can be seen as a low-cost upgrade of the older T-72B tank. By 2020 a total of 248 Russian tanks were upgraded to the T-72B3M standard. However, despite all updates and improvements, the T-72B3M is no match for modern main battle tanks, MBTs. In 2017 it was announced that first modernized T-72M3M tanks entered service with Belarus. However, Belarusian tanks have some differences. Early production versions of the T-72B3M had older Contact 5 built-in explosive reactive armor. It has been reported that this tank will be fitted with a built-in relict explosive reactive armor of 3RD generation. Such armor if present on the T-90MS demonstrator. This tank has a new 2A46M5 125mm smoothbore gun. Autoloader of this tank has some modifications and can use newly developed munitions. This tank can launch 9 M119 SPR or 9 M119M reflex anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary projectiles. Western reporting name for both missiles is at 11 Sniper. A total of 45 rounds are carried, 22 rounds are stored in the autoloader and ready to use, while remaining are stored inside the hull. There is a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun, as well as a 12.7mm roof-mounted machine gun. The last mentioned is manually controlled by the vehicle commander. The T-72B3M has got an improved fire control system over the previous T-72B3. It is fitted with new panoramic sight with thermal vision, which gives it a hunter-killer engagement capability. Tank Commander uses a panoramic sight with thermal vision to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes the aiming and firing process. During that time, Commander looks for the next target. Such engagement method is present on all modern MBTs. The fire control system comes with a ballistic computer. Gunner uses Sosna-U sight with thermal imager. The T-72B3M has got day/night and all-weather combat capability. The tank is also fitted with a digital radio system. So in terms of fire control system and electronics, the T-72B3M outperforms the T-90 tank used by the Russian Army. This MBT is operated by a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. This tank is powered by the V92S2F diesel, developing 1,130 horsepower. This engine was also fitted on some refurbished and upgraded T-72B3 tanks. It replaced the original 840 horsepower engine. As a result, the T-72B3M is faster than its predecessor. This tank also comes with new tracks. With preparation, this MBT can ford water obstacles up to 5 meters deep. This deep wading feature is present on all Soviet/Russian MBTs. The T-72B3M also has a built-in blade for self-entrenching. The tank can prepare itself defensive entrenchment within 12 to 40 minutes, depending on the ground type. M84 AS2. Main battle tank. Serbia. The Serbian defense industry has developed a new upgraded version of the M84 main battle tank, the M84 AS2, which features new improvements in terms of firepower, mobility, protection, and situational awareness. The M84 is based on the Soviet-made T-72 main battle tank that was produced under license by Yugoslavia, with many improvements over the original was incorporated to meet the requirements of the Yugoslav army. The original version of the M84 MBT is armed with a 125mm smoothbore cannon derived from the Soviet 2A46. The turret is fitted with an automatic loading system, which enables it to sustain a firing rate of 8 rounds per minute with a crew of 3. The second armament includes one 7.62mm coaxial machine gun, and one 12.7mm anti-aircraft gun mounted on the commander's turret. The hull of the M84 MBT is divided into 3 compartments with the driver at the front, turret in the center, and the power pack at the rear. The turret is mounted in the center of the hull with the gunner on the left and the commander on the right. The M84 AS2 armament includes one 125mm smoothbore L48 gun with the same autoloading system as the previous version of the M84. The tank keeps the 7.62mm coaxial machine gun, but the 12.7mm anti-aircraft machine gun is replaced by a stabilized remotely controlled weapon station armed with one 12.7mm heavy machine gun. With the RCWS, the tank commander can conduct all the firing operations from inside of the tank during day/night and on the move. The turret of the M84 AS2 incorporates a fire control system that includes a 4-channel gunner sight, cooled Gen 3 thermal imager, SWIR camera, optical channel and eye-safe laser rangefinder, stabilized panoramic commander's viewer with Gen 3 thermal imager, CCD camera, and LRF, providing hunter-killer capabilities, allowing the gunner and commander to track and acquire 2 separate targets at the same time. The tank is also equipped with a digital biaxial meteorological sensor, stabilized electro-hydraulic servo system which provides excellent firing accuracy on the move. Commander's situational awareness is improved with the integration of all-around video surveillance and battle management system with digital communication equipment and navigation and orientation system. The M84 AS2 is fitted with additional armor mounted around the hull and the turret using a new generation of explosive reactive armor which provides a high level of protection against APFSDS, armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot, and tandem heat, high-explosive anti-tank rounds. The tank is also fitted with a laser radiation detection system connected with automatic smoke grenade dischargers. The survivability of the M84 AS2 is improved with an automatic fire and fuel explosion extinguishing subsystem and multispectral camouflage net which significantly reduces vehicle signature in NIR, near-infrared, thermal and radar part of EM, electromagnetic, spectrum. The mobility of the M84 AS2 is also increased by the use of an engine with a new compact injection fuel pump, new torsion bars and shock absorbers, and new double-pin forged tracks with considerably longer service life. Arjun Mk.2, India. The Arjun Mk.2 is an improved version of the original Arjun main battle tank. It was developed in cooperation with Israeli defense companies. A total of 13 major improvements were made. After prolonged development, the original Arjun Mk.1 entered service with the Indian Army in 2004. However, the original MBT failed to impress the Army and improvements were required in order to make it combat-worthy. Also, Indian Army's fleet of aging Cold War-era T-55 and T-72M tanks became increasingly difficult to maintain and to keep in operational service. The new Arjun Mk.2 had improved protection, firepower and mobility over its predecessor. Trials of the Arjun Mk.2 began in 2012. The tank was first publicly revealed in 2014. Production of 118 new tanks was approved by the Indian government and series production was expected to begin within the next few years. However, as with most Indian military programs, procurement of the Arjun Mk.2 was plagued with corruption and bureaucracy. The clearance for production was expired as it appeared that the Indian Army was evaluating prototype of the new tank for 2 years. Instead, the improved Arjun Mk.1A was ordered for production by the Indian Army. It has many features of the Arjun Mk.2, such as add-on armor kit, improved firepower and remotely controlled weapon station. The Arjun Mk.2 has some design similarities with the German Leopard 2A5 main battle tank. It is claimed that this new Indian tank weighs a whopping 68 tons, which makes it the heaviest tank in the world. It is even heavier than the American M1A2 Abrams or British Challenger 2. The Arjun Mk.2 is criticized as being too heavy. There are many problems with its excessive weight, such as limited cross-country mobility, limiting areas where it can be deployed. Also, it is difficult to transport this tank to the front line. Hull and turret of the Arjun Mk.2 were redesigned. Protection was improved by improved Kanchan armor. Also, locally developed explosive reactive armor modules were added. It seems that the new ERA is based on the Russian Contact 5 technology, developed in the 1980s and used on the T-90 and some other Soviet/Russian tanks. Armor modules counter APFSDS and heat rounds, as well as RPG rounds. Ready-to-use ammunition is stored in the turret bustle with blowout panels. Other rounds are also containerized. The Arjun Mk.2 is also fitted with advanced laser warning and countermeasures system which confuse enemy sensors. As usually, this tank is fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. This new main battle tank is armed with a fully stabilized 120mm rifled gun, which is loaded manually. A rifled gun of such caliber is only used on the British Challenger 2 MBT. This gun is more accurate at long range comparing with smoothbore guns. It is claimed that during trials this new Indian tank outgunned both the T-72M and T-90. The Arjun Mk.2 is also compatible with Israeli Laha anti-tank guided missiles. Missiles are launched in the same manner as ordinary projectiles. This tank carries a total of 39 rounds, including missiles. This new main battle tank is fitted with advanced thermal imaging and panoramic sights, and now has a hunter-killer capability. Fire control system of the new tank should have a hit probability over 90% when firing on the move. The new tank also has improved communication systems and new navigation system. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a roof-mounted remotely controlled weapon station, armed with a 12.7mm heavy machine gun. This new Indian tank has a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Prototype of the Arjun Mk.2 is fitted with a German MTU MB-838 Ka501 diesel unit, developing 1,400 horsepower. The same engine is used on Arjun Mk.1. However, it seems that production tanks will be fitted with a more powerful engine. It is speculated that the new engine will be the Cummins QSK38 turbocharged diesel unit, developing about 1,500 horsepower. It should be coupled with a French transmission. Also, Ukrainian manufacturer proposes for this tank a new 6TD5 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,800 horsepower. The Arjun Mk.2 has an advanced hydropneumatic suspension system. This tank is also fitted with auxiliary power unit which powers all systems when the main engine is turned off. This MBT can be also fitted with a mine plow. Due to its weight, the Arjun Mk.2 cannot be airlifted by the Indian IL-76 heavy transport aircraft. It can be carried only by Boeing C-17 Globemaster III. Indian Air Force ordered 11 of these aircraft. C1 Arieta. Italy. The Arieta main battle tank, also referred as the C1, was developed by Otto Melara and Fiat. It is named in honor to Italian Arieta armored division, which fought during World War II. This main battle tank was intended to replace aging fleet of M60A1 in service with Italian Army. First prototype of the C1 Arieta was revealed in 1986 and 6 pre-production vehicles were built in 1989. It entered service with Italian Army in 1995. Italy operates 200 MBTs of this type. This main battle tank is protected with composite armor, similar to British Chobham. Add-on armor kits can be fitted if necessary. Arieta is armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun, developed by Otto Melara. It fires a full range of standard NATO ammunition. This gun is loaded manually. Only 15 rounds are carried in the turret bustle and are ready to use, while the rest of ammunition is stored at the front of the hull. Vehicle's Galileo fire control system shares many components with the fire control system installed on Centauro 105mm wheeled tank destroyer. Secondary armament consists of two 7.62mm machine guns. One of them is coaxially mounted with the main gun, while the other is placed on top of the roof. The Arieta is powered by Iveco V12 MTCA turbocharged multi-fuel diesel engine, developing 1,300 horsepower. Iveco company also provided other automotive components for this tank. Tracks and some chassis components of the Arieta is similar to the German Leopard 2 MBT. Variants. Arieta Mk.2 was revealed in 2005. It has a modular armor, 120mm smoothbore gun fitted with an autoloader, hydropneumatic suspension, 1,500 horsepower engine and more advanced fire control system. Arieta AMV is an upgraded version. It was revealed in 2022. It has increased engine power, add-on modular armor and some other improvements. Armored plated was added to the hull for increased protection against mine blasts. Add-on armor protection of this tank can be tailored for peacekeeping operations as well as operations during conventional war. Type 10. Japan. The Type 10 main battle tank is the latest Japanese development. At the prototype stage it was known as TKX. This new lightweight MBT is smaller and weighs significantly less than other modern battle tanks. It is significantly lighter than the current Japanese Type 90 main battle tank. Vehicle was designed to be lighter in order to comply with the Japanese road laws. The new MBT can be transported on standard commercial trailers. Also, lighter tanks are easier to transport by sea. Development of the TKX began in early 2000s. Some of its subsystems were developed even earlier, back in the late 1990s. Heavy emphasis was placed on C4I capabilities, as well as increased protection, firepower and mobility. Vehicle was first publicly revealed in 2008. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is the main contractor of the Type 10. Currently it is one of the most advanced main battle tanks in the world. In 2010 Japanese Ministry of Defense ordered 13 of these tanks. These entered service with the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Forces in 2012. It will replace the aging Type 74 and supplement the Type 90 MBTs. This Japanese tank can be seen as a medium tank, rather than a true main battle tank. It was designed with asymmetric warfare in mind. It lacks thick armor, which is present on modern main battle tanks. Its main role is to support infantry with its firepower, rather than to combat enemy tanks. A great emphasis of the Type 10 was placed on protection against various anti-tank rockets, such as RPG type. Vehicle has a sloped modular ceramic composite armor similar to the Leopard 2A5. Its side profile is similar to the Leclerc. Damaged armor modules can be easily replaced in field conditions. Add-on armor can also be removed to reduce combat weight to 40 tons for ease of transportation. This main battle tank is also completed with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. Its smoke grenade launchers are coupled to laser warning receivers. These are automatically triggered when the tank is illuminated by a laser beam. Such passive protection system allows to reduce chance of being hit by anti-tank guided missiles with semi-automatic laser guidance. The Type 10 has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. The tank has an automatic ammunition loading system, so there is no need for the loader. The Type 10 tank is armed with a 120mm smoothbore gun, developed by Japan Steel Works. This company also produces the Rainmetal 120mm/L44 gun for the Type 90 MBT. Autoloader is located in the turret bustle. The autoloader is more advanced than on the previous Type 90 MBT. The Type 10 fires newly developed armor-piercing ammunition. It is compatible with all standard 120mm NATO tank ammunition. Secondary armament consists of coaxially mounted 7.62mm machine gun and a roof-mounted remotely controlled 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Advanced fire control system enables vehicle to engage stationary and moving targets. Other features of the Type 10 include digital battlefield management system and navigation system for rapid coordination and increased situational awareness. Vehicle is powered by a V8 diesel engine, developing 1,200 horsepower lightweight and a powerful engine give an impressive power-to-weight ration of 27 horsepower per ton. It is coupled with a continuously variable transmission. Because of such transmission, this MBT can go reverse at full speed of 70 km per hour. The Type 10 main battle tank is also fitted with a state-of-the-art semi-active hydro-pneumatic suspension. The tank can sit, stand, kneel or to lean in any direction. This feature gives a number of advantages, especially operating in mountainous terrain. Some tanks are fitted with a front-mounted dozer blade. Variants. Type 11 Armored Recovery Vehicle. It was designed to support the Type 10 tanks. It is based on the Type 10 tank chassis, but has an armored superstructure instead of turret and is fitted with recovery equipment. Its production commenced in 2011. T-80 BVM. Main battle tank. Russia. The T-80 BVM is an upgraded version of the T-80 BV main battle tank. It was first publicly revealed in 2017. Currently Russia operates a total of 4,500 T-80 main battle tanks of all variants. Due to high operational costs, these tanks are being kept in reserve. Currently the main operational tanks of the Russian army are the T-90 and overhauled or upgraded versions of the T-72. The main reason is that these tanks with conventional diesel engines are less expensive to operate and to maintain than the T-80s. Earlier it was planned that all Russian T-80 series tanks will be retired by 2015. However, in 2017 Russian MOD signed a contract to refurbish and upgrade a total of 62 T-80 BV tanks to the T-80 BVM standard in order to keep them in operational service. In 2018 a first batch of 31 T-80 BV tanks was upgraded to the T-80 BVM standard. These operational tanks were first publicly revealed during a military parade in 2018. However, these initial tanks lack some features of the T-80 BVM demonstrator that was revealed in 2017. Upgrade of the T-80 BV tanks to the T-80 BVM standard continued in 2019 when another 31 tanks were delivered. In 2020 a contract was signed to upgrade another 50 plus T-80BV tanks to the new T-80BVM standard. In 2022 these tanks were used during the Russian invasion to Ukraine. By April 2023 documented losses in Ukraine included at least 77 Russian T-80BVM tanks. The upgraded T-80BVM has slightly improved armor protection. It is fitted with Relict explosive reactive armor kit. The same armor is used by the latest Russian main battle tanks, such as T-90M and T-90MS. However, the T-80BVM was the first operational tank to be fitted with this new explosive reactive armor. The Relict provides protection against tandem warheads and reduces penetration of APFSDS rounds by over 50%. The tank is fitted with rubber side skirts, with built-in armor plates. Rear parts of the hull and turret are covered by cage armor. The T-80BVM is reportedly fitted with a passive countermeasures system, which improved protection against some types of anti-tank guided missiles. The T-80BVM retains a 125mm smoothbore gun. However, it uses a newly built 2A46M4 gun, which has longer range and is 15 to 20% more accurate than the 2A46M1 gun of the T-80BV. The effective range of fire with APFSDS round is 2,000 to 3,000 meters day and 2,000 to 2,600 meters at night. Armor penetration is around 590 to 630 millimeters at 2,000 meters range. The T-80BVM is compatible with newly developed Svinets 1 and Svinets 2 APFSDS rounds with tungsten and depleted uranium penetrators. The tank can also launch 9M119M Reflex, Western reporting name at 11 or Sniper B, anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary munitions. These missiles extend the effective range of the 125mm gun, which lacks accuracy at longer ranges. These missiles have a range of 4 to 5 kilometers and can also engage low-flying helicopters. Missiles use a semi-automatic laser guidance and have a claimed hit probability of 80% at 4,000 meters range and 70% at 5,000 meters range. Maximum rate of fire is 6 to 8 rounds per minute. However, judging by recent tank biathlons in Russia, it turned out that these guided missiles have a hit probability against stationary targets of only around 50%. These missiles will be even less accurate against moving targets. The T-80BVM carries 45 rounds in missiles for the main gun. The gun is loaded automatically by the autoloader. If the autoloader fails, the gun can be loaded manually. Secondary armament consists of a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and roof-mounted 12.7mm machine gun. Fire control system has also been upgraded. The T-80BVM has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. The T-80BVM retains its GTD 1250 TF gas turbine engine, developing 1,250 horsepower. Basically, it is a helicopter power plant, modified for use on tanks. Advantages of such engine are its compact dimensions, high power output and ability to start when the temperature is as low as -40 degrees Celsius. Due to this feature, the T-80 series tanks can be used in northern areas of Russia. Also, the T-80 series tanks are much faster than the T-64, T-72 and T-90 series tanks with diesel engines, and have superior cross-country performance. However, its gas turbine engine has a number of drawbacks. Most notable is a high fuel consumption. It can consume up to 750 liters of fuel for 100 kilometers driven. Other drawbacks are troublesome maintenance and high unit price. The T-80BVM is also fitted with auxiliary power unit, powering all systems when the main engine is turned off. T-90M. Russia. The T-90M is an improved version of the T-90 tank. Sometimes this tank is referred as Prorив 3, Breakthrough 3. It was first publicly revealed in 2017. It has a number of improvements over the original T-90. It follows the lines of the T-90MS tank, which was designed for export and uses some similar components. The T-90M was trialed by the Russian Army in 2017. During the same year, a contract was signed to deliver a first batch of 10 newly built T-90M tanks to the Russian Army and to upgrade another 20 T-90A tanks to a similar T-90AM standard. Deliveries of this first batch reportedly commenced in 2019. In 2021, it was announced that this tank is being delivered to the Russian Army in quantity. In 2022, this tank was spotted in Ukraine during a Russian invasion. At least one Russian T-90M was destroyed in Ukraine. The upgraded T-90M tank has improved armor protection. It uses relict built-in explosive reactive armor in place of the previous Contact 5. It provides protection against tandem warheads and significantly reduces penetration of APFSDS rounds. The T-90M is fitted with rubber side skirts with built-in armor plates. Some areas of the tank are covered by a cage armor and special net that improves protection against certain types of anti-tank weapons. This tank is fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. Interior is lined with spall liner. There is also a countermeasures system, which triggers smoke grenade dischargers once the tank is being illuminated by a laser beam. This system significantly reduces the chance of being hit by enemy anti-tank guided weapons with semi-automatic guidance. Interestingly, the first documented combat loss of the T-90M was reportedly shot down by a Swedish Carl Gustaf 84mm anti-tank recoilless rifle. This is a good indication that even the latest Russian main battle tanks are vulnerable to modern anti-tank weapons. The T-90M is armed with a new 2A46M4 gun, which has longer range and is 15 to 20% more accurate than the standard gun of 2A46M gun of the T-90. It uses the same 125mm ammunition as other Russian main battle tanks. It fires APFSDS, He and HFRAG rounds. The tank can also launch 9M119 Reflex, Western reporting name at 11 or Sniper B, anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary munitions. These missiles have a range of 4 to 5 kilometers and can also engage low-flying helicopters. A total of 43 rounds, including missiles, are carried for the main gun. The T-90M uses a proven carousel-type autoloader. A total of 22 rounds are stored in the autoloader and are ready to use. Secondary armament consists of a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun. There is also a roof-mounted remotely controlled weapon station, armed with a 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Both machine guns are operated under armor. The T-90M has a new fire control system and updated observation and aiming devices. This new Russian tank has a hunter-killer engagement capability. Tank commander uses a panoramic sight with thermal vision to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes the aiming and firing process. During that time, commander looks for the next target. Furthermore, target acquisition system tracks selected targets automatically. It is claimed that the new tank is 15 to 20% more accurate than its predecessor. The T-90M tank observed in 2021 has some kind of telescopic mast fitted with optical sensors, possible for surveillance when the tank is entrenched or behind the cover. This main battle tank has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. This tank is powered by a V92S2 multi-fuel diesel engine, developing 1,000 horsepower. It is also fitted with auxiliary power unit, which powers all systems when the main engine is turned off. Vehicle has a built-in self-entrenching blade and can prepare itself an emplacement within 12 to 40 minutes, depending on the ground type. There is a provision to equip a mine plow. There is also a deep wading kit that can be installed by tank's crew within 20 minutes. Once the kit is attached, the tank can ford water obstacles up to 5 meters deep. Unit price of a newly built T-90M is reportedly a $5 million. Oplot-M, Ukraine. The Oplot-M main battle tank is a further development of the previous Oplot, which is based on the T-84. This MBT was revealed in 2008. It is an improved version, rather than entirely new design. Main components of this tank were developed back in the 1990s. This MBT completed Ukrainian army trials, however it was not ordered by the Ukrainian army due to funding problems. Thailand ordered 49 of these tanks. Thai tanks have some minor modifications to meet local requirements and are referred as Oplot-T. First tanks were delivered to Thailand in 2013. Deliveries are rather slow due to ongoing military conflict in Ukraine, and by the end of 2017 a total of 36 of these tanks were delivered. Some sources report that Pakistan recently ordered 294 Oplot-M tanks and 12 Atlet armored recovery vehicles for delivery in 2018 to 2021. The Oplot-M MBT is fitted with Oplot-M built-in explosive reactive armor of new generation that protects against tandem warheads. It is claimed to be superior to the Russian Contact 5 ERA armor. Protection of hull sides was also improved. The tank is fitted with Stora countermeasures system, which reduced hit probability of enemy ATGW with semi-automatic guidance. It has been reported that this MBT can also be fitted with Zaslin active protection system. The Oplot-M main battle tank is armed with a 125mm fully stabilized smoothbore gun, fitted with a carousel-type autoloader. Vehicle is capable of firing 9K119M reflex, NATO designation at 11 Sniper B, gun-launched anti-tank guided missiles. These missiles are launched in the same manner as ordinary munitions. Maximum range of fire is 5 kilometers. A total of 40 rounds are carried inside the hull. This Ukrainian tank has a hunter-killer engagement capability. Commander uses a panoramic sight with thermal vision to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes the aiming and firing process. During that time, commander looks for the next target. Such engagement method is present on all modern main battle tanks. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and remotely controlled 12.7mm machine gun, mounted on top of the roof. The Oplot-M has improved sights, aiming and observation systems. This tank is operated by a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. There is no need for the loader, as the tank has automatic ammunition loading system. Smaller crew allowed to reduce overall dimensions of the vehicle, making it a smaller target on the battlefield. Vehicle is powered by Ukrainian 6TD2E turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,200 horsepower. It is improved and more environmentally friendly version of the previous 6TD2 diesel engine, used on the T-84 MBT. Another engine, the 6TD3, is currently under development. It will have a power output of 1,500 horsepower. The Oplot-M is faster than the Russian T-90 and its improved versions, such as the T-90M and T-90MS Tagil. This main battle tank is also fitted with auxiliary power unit, which powers all systems when the main engine is shut down. The Oplot-M is fitted with a deep wading kit and can ford water obstacles up to 5 meters deep. VT4 MBT-3000. China. The VT4, also known as the MBT-3000, is a modern main battle tank developed by China's Norinco for export markets. Designed as an affordable yet powerful alternative to Western and Russian tanks, it has already been adopted by several countries. But how capable is the VT4 on the battlefield? The VT4 is armed with a 125mm smoothbore gun, capable of firing APFSDS rounds, heat shells, and guided missiles with a range of up to 5 kilometers. The tank also features a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a 12.7mm remotely controlled anti-aircraft machine gun for additional firepower. Its armor consists of composite protection with optional explosive reactive armor (ERA), enhancing its survivability against modern anti-tank threats. Additionally, the VT4 is equipped with an active protection system that can intercept incoming projectiles before impact. For mobility, the VT4 is powered by a 1,300 horsepower turbocharged diesel engine, providing a top speed of 70 km per hour and excellent maneuverability across rough terrain. This makes it one of the fastest main battle tanks in its class. The tank also incorporates a digital fire control system, thermal imaging sights, and a panoramic commander's sight, ensuring high accuracy in both day and night operations. The integrated battlefield management system enhances communication and coordination with other units. With its balance of firepower, protection, and mobility, the VT4 has become a popular choice for countries such as Thailand, Pakistan, and Nigeria. It offers high performance at a lower cost compared to Western tanks like the M1 Abrams or Leopard 2. The VT4 represents China's push into the global arms market, providing a modern yet cost-effective solution for armored forces. M2020. North Korea. In 2020, North Korea introduced its newest main battle tank, known as the M2020. It debuted at a military parade in Pyongyang and immediately attracted attention with its futuristic design. Many experts compare it to the Russian T-14 Armata, the American M1A2 Abrams, and the South Korean K-2 Black Panther. But is this truly a breakthrough, or does the tank remain a mystery? The M2020 is armed with a 125mm smoothbore gun, likely a copy of the Russian 2A46, capable of firing armor-piercing and guided rounds. Additionally, it is equipped with a coaxial machine gun and an anti-tank guided missile system. The tank's armor is made of composite materials and reinforced with reactive armor. Judging by its appearance, it may also have an active protection system similar to the Russian Arena or the Israeli Trophy system. The engine is estimated to produce around 1,200 horsepower, allowing the tank to reach speeds of up to 60 km per hour on highways. The M2020 is equipped with a modern fire control system, which likely includes thermal imaging and laser rangefinders. This allows the crew to engage targets effectively at any time of day and in challenging weather conditions. However, the reliability of this electronics system in combat remains uncertain. North Korea develops its military technology under strict isolation, and the quality of its targeting systems remains unknown. Interestingly, the turret design resembles Russian and Chinese developments, while the tank itself combines elements of both Western and Eastern armored vehicles. The M2020 appears to be a serious attempt by North Korea to create a modern main battle tank. However, its actual combat effectiveness remains a mystery. The quality of its armor, electronics, and engine may significantly lag behind Western and Russian counterparts. It is possible that this tank is more of a showpiece for demonstrating military strength rather than a true battlefield contender. Altay. Turkey. Altay is the official name of the Turkish future main battle tank. It is named after the famous commander of the Turkish Cavalry Corps. It is Turkey's first indigenous MBT development program since 1943. In 2007, a contract was awarded to a local company Otokar for the design and production of 4 prototypes. First prototype was publicly revealed in 2011. These prototypes were used for testing. In 2016, it was officially reported that Turkey is ready for production of this new tank. The contract was planned to be signed in 2018 for a total of 251 Altay tanks in 3 main variants. Production was planned to begin in 2021. Though there were major difficulties related to engine and transmission of the new tank. Deliveries of first production Altay tanks are planned to begin in 2023. This new main battle tank is of conventional design. The Altay uses some technologies of the South Korean K2 Black Panther, however it is a different design, rather than a license-produced version of the Black Panther. The Altay also has some design features of the Leopard 2, which is used by the Turkish armed forces. The Altay main battle tank is planned to have a 120 mm/L55 smoothbore gun. It is a version of the Rheinmetall gun. Similar guns are used on the German Leopard 2A6 and 2A7 tanks, as well as on the South Korean Black Panther tank. Around 40 rounds of ammunition are carried for the main gun. Ready-to-use ammunition is stored in the turret bustle, fitted with blowout panels, while remaining rounds are stored inside the hull. The tank is fitted with coaxial 7.62 mm machine gun, roof-mounted 7.62 mm machine gun, and roof-mounted remotely controlled weapon station, armed with a 12.7 mm machine gun. The Altay MBT is equipped with a state-of-the-art Vulcan fire control system and battlefield management system, indigenously developed by Aselsan. This company supplies fire control systems to the Turkish Army upgraded Leopard 1 MBTs. The Altay has a target acquisition system with hunter-killer engagement capability. Vehicle commander uses a panoramic sight with thermal vision to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes the aiming and firing process. During that time, commander looks for the next target. Such engagement method is present on all modern main battle tanks. This new main battle tank is operated by a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Prototypes of the Altay MBTs were powered by a German MTU MT883 K501 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower, mated to a rank automatic transmission. This German engine was optimized for tropical and desert conditions. However, due to political issues, Germany refuses to sell this engine to Turkey. It was claimed that production tanks will be powered by an indigenous engine, developing a whopping 1,800 horsepower. However, the Turkish industry failed to develop an indigenous engine for this tank. There were speculations that the Altay could be powered by a Ukrainian 6TD3 diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. In 2021, a contract was signed with Doosan Infracore and S&T Dynamics of South Korea to supply DV27K engines and EST15K transmissions to Turkey for the Altay. This engine and transmission were developed for the South Korean K2 Black Panther tank. Interestingly, South Korean prototypes of the K2 tank had issues with their EST15K transmissions due to reliability issues. As a result, South Korea ordered German ranked transmissions for their production tanks. Series production of Altay tanks with South Korean engines could begin in 2022. Planned maximum road speed is set at 70 km per hour. This main battle tank will be fitted with a deep wading kit. After preparation, it will be capable of fording water obstacles up to 4.1 meters deep. Type 99A. China. The Type 99A is a Chinese main battle tank. It is an improved version of the Type 99, which was adopted by the Chinese Army back in 2001. This tank is also referred as the Type 99G, Type 99A1 and Type 99A2. It has a number of improvements over the baseline Type 99, related with fire control, targeting and countermeasure systems and modified suspension. Also, it has a raised engine compartment, which most likely indicates the use of new engine. It was first tested in 2007 and was adopted by the China's Army in 2014. This tank was first publicly revealed in 2015. Currently, it is the most capable main battle tank in service with the China's Army. This main battle tank shows a mixture of Russian and Western influence in its design and technology. Hull of the Type 99A is externally similar to the Soviet T-72 tank. The Type 99A uses modular add-on explosive reactive armor. Damaged sections to be replaced or upgraded when more advanced armor is available. Protection of the Type 99A over the front arc might be equivalent to 1,000 to 1,200 mm of rolled homogeneous armor. The tank is fitted with NBC protection system and automatic fire suppression system. This main battle tank is fitted with unique active laser protection system, which uses a high-powered laser to disrupt missiles' laser or infrared guidance signal, disable enemy observation optics and damage eyesight of enemy gunner. This active laser protection system can also be used against helicopters. Such systems are only used by the Chinese Army. This Chinese tank is armed with a ZPT-98 125mm smoothbore gun. The gun was copied from Soviet/Russian designs. It fires APFSDS, heat and HFRAG rounds. This tank might also use more capable APFSDS rounds with depleted uranium penetrators. The Type 99A main battle tank is compatible with Russian 9M119M reflex, Western designation at 11 Sniper B, gun-launched anti-tank guided missiles, fired in the same manner as ordinary projectiles. China produces this anti-tank missile system under license. This missile has a maximum effective range of 4 to 5 kilometers and can target helicopters. These missiles are used to extend the reach of the tank, because the 125mm gun is not that accurate at longer ranges. The missiles have an 80% hit probability at a range of 4 kilometers and 70% hit probability at 5 kilometers range. A total of 4 missiles are carried and stored alongside ordinary rounds. The Type 99A tank is fitted with a carousel-type autoloader. The autoloader, as well as the gun, was also copied from Soviet/Russian designs. Maximum rate of fire in 8 rounds per minute. In case of emergency, the gun might be loaded manually. Though in this case, the firing rate reduced to 1 to 2 rounds per minute. Around 41 rounds, including anti-tank guided missiles, are carried for the main gun. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and a roof-mounted 12.7mm machine gun. This tank has a panoramic commander's sight with thermal imaging and has a hunter-killer capability. Its fire control system of this tank incorporates laser rangefinder and automatic target tracker. Fire control system of this tank is clearly superior to those used by the Soviet T-72 series tanks. It might even be superior to that used by the Russian T-90 MBT. Unusual feature of this tank is a laser communication device. It is mounted behind commander's hatch and is used for a line-of-sight information transmission. It can send encrypted text, data, or voice messages. Furthermore, it is used for friend or foe identification. This system has an effective range of 3.6 kilometers. Tank can also be fitted with GPS receiver for navigation and positioning. The Type 99A is operated by a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. The Type 99A has a raised engine compartment, which most likely indicated the use of new engine. The baseline Type 99 is powered by a diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. This tank has a high power-to-weight ratio and subsequently good mobility and cross-country performance. The Type 99A has a built-in self-entrenching blade. It can prepare itself an emplacement within 12 to 40 minutes without the help of specialized engineer vehicles. External fuel tanks can be carried at the rear of the hull in order to extend the road range from 600 to 800 kilometers. Leclerc, France. The Leclerc main battle tank was developed by GIAT Industries as a successor to the AMX-30 series tanks. Its development began in 1978 and first prototypes were built in 1989. Production of the Leclerc started in 1991. The Leclerc is among the best main battle tanks in the world. A total of 406 of these tanks were built for the French Army. Some sources claim that currently only 340 Leclercs remain in service with the French Army. Since 2011, when the French Army completely retired its AMX-30 series tanks, the Leclerc is the only MBT used in France. This tank has been exported to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Recently, this MBT was also obtained by Jordan. It is protected with advanced modular armor system, which can be tailored to the threat. Its armor is a combination of steel, ceramics, and Kevlar. Damaged modules are easily replaceable. Furthermore, they can be easily upgraded with more advanced armor modules when these become available. Turret and hull roof was designed to withstand top attack munitions. Chassis of the tank is covered with wide side skirts. The main electrical systems were duplicated to improve survivability. The Leclerc main battle tank is armed with a CN 120-26 120mm smoothbore gun. This gun is 52 caliber long. It is fitted with a bustle-mounted autoloader, which holds 22 ready-to-use rounds. Remaining 18 rounds are stored in a carousel-type storage area in front of the hull. Autoloader provides a maximum rate of fire in 12 rounds per minute. It is claimed that Leclerc MBT can engage 6 targets, located 1.5 to 2 kilometers away, within 1 minute with a hit probability in 95%. The gun can be loaded manually both from the inside or outside the MBT. The Leclerc can fire French or all standard NATO 120mm tank munitions. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 12.7mm machine gun and remotely controlled anti-aircraft 7.62mm machine gun. Vehicle is fitted with a battlefield management system. It automatically reports to command post tank's location, quantity of ammunition and fuel left. Broadly similar system is used on the M1A2 Abrams. Vehicle has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. An autoloader permits a 3-man crew. Leclerc main battle tank is powered by French VT4 MBT-3000 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. Its power pack is smaller than contemporary tank engines. This feature allowed to reduce overall dimensions of the tank. The power pack can be replaced in field conditions within 30 minutes. Vehicle has a hydropneumatic suspension, providing good cross-country performance. Additional fuel tanks can be fitted at the rear of the hull for extended range. Vehicles exported to United Arab Emirates have many improvements, including different engine. These tanks were optimized for operation in tropical conditions. These are fitted with a proven German MTU MT883 Ka 500 diesel, developing 1,500 horsepower. France no longer builds new hulls for this tank. Production lines for the Leclerc were closed in 2010. All new versions that emerge are essentially existing hulls from stocks that were refurbished and upgraded to new standards. Type 90. Japan. Development of the new Japanese main battle tank commenced in 1976. It was intended to replace the Type 61 medium tanks in service with Japanese ground self-defense forces. The new tank was developed by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries in cooperation with German Krauss-Maffei and Mack tank manufacturers. Consequently, the tank has a number of external similarities with German Leopard 2. First prototype of the Type 90 was built in 1982. This MBT was officially adopted by the JGSDF in 1989 and the initial deliveries commenced in 1990. A full-scale production began in 1992. Production is now complete. The Type 90 is among the best MBTs in the world. Furthermore, for a period of time it was the most expensive production MBT. Original Japanese Army requirement was for 600 of these tanks, however only about 340 were built due to high unit price. This tank was never exported, as at the time Japan laws did not allow export of military equipment. The Type 90 has an all-welded hull and turret. Its composite armor has superior resistance qualities. Half of the ammunition is stored in the turret bustle with blowout panels. The Type 90 has a laser warning receiver, which can automatically trigger smoke grenade dischargers. Such protection system allows to reduce the chances of being hit by anti-tank missiles with semi-automatic laser guidance. The tank is fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. The STC-1 prototype used a Japanese indigenous 120mm gun. However, production version of the tank was armed with a German Rheinmetall RHM 120mm smoothbore gun. It was produced in Japan under license by Japan Steel Works. It fires Heat MP and APFS-DST rounds, but is also compatible with all standard NATO 120mm tank ammunition. This Type 90 tank is fitted with M autoloader. This feature permitted a 3-man crew, as the loader was no longer needed. At the time, presence of an autoloader was an unusual feature. Before, only Soviet tanks were fitted with automatic ammunition loading systems. Autoloaders were not used on contemporary Western tanks. However, autoloaders of the Cold War-era Soviet main battle tanks had one common problem, as the ready-to-use ammunition was stored in the main compartment, rather than a separate compartment. In this case, once the armor is penetrated, it can trigger detonation of onboard ammunition. Japanese designers addressed this problem by relocating the autoloader in the turret bustle with blowout panels. So ready-to-use ammunition is separated from the crew. Autoloader of the Type 90 tank holds 20 rounds, stored in the turret bustle, that are ready to fire. The rest of ammunition is stored in front of the hull. The gun has to be depressed to 0 degrees to be loaded after each shot. Computerized fire control system for the Type 90 was developed by Mitsubishi. At the time, it was one of the most advanced fire control systems in the world. It gives a high first-round hit probability and accurate mobile firing. Furthermore, it has hunter-killer engagement capability, which enables to engage multiple targets rapidly. This feature was new at the time when this tank was introduced. Commander uses an independent panoramic sight to search for targets. Once the target is selected, the gun is laid on the target automatically and the gunner completes all targeting and firing process. However, either the gunner or tank commander can aim and fire the main gun. Fire control system of the Type 90 is reportedly more advanced than those used on the French Leclerc, German Leopard 2A5 and American M1A2 Abrams. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and 12.7mm heavy machine gun mounted on top of the roof. Vehicle has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. The Type 90 main battle tank is powered by Mitsubishi 10ZG diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. This MBT has a high power-to-weight ratio of 30 horsepower per ton. Vehicle has a hydropneumatic suspension. It allows this MBT to kneel, giving a number of advantages. A dozer blade or mine rollers can be mounted at the front of the hull. Recently a new Type 10 main battle tank was developed by the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. It entered service with Japanese Ground Self-Defense Forces in 2012. However, it is smaller and lighter than the Type 90. Also, it has inferior armor protection, but is very agile and can be briefly deployed. The main role of the Type 10 is to support infantry with its firepower rather than to combat enemy tanks. The Type 10 replaces the aging Type 74 and supplements the Type 90 tanks. Merkava Mark IV. Israel. The Merkava Mk.4 main battle tank entered service with Israel Defense Forces in 2004. It is a further development of the Merkava Mk.3. A total of 360 of these tanks have already been built and another 300 have been ordered by Israeli Defense Forces. For a long time these tanks were not available for export, though some of the tank's systems and components were offered for the export customers. However, in 2014 it was reported that Israel will export a number of these tanks to an undisclosed customer, possibly Colombia. Currently the Merkava Mk.4 is among 10 best main battle tanks in the world. The Merkava Mk.4 is slightly larger than the previous Mk.3. The new MBT is one of the most protected tanks in the world. It has a new armor, comparing with predecessor. Hull of the Merkava Mk.4 was redesigned to install new engine. A front-mounted engine also provided improved frontal protection. The Mk.4 is also fitted with new modular armor that can be reconfigured to match specific threats. Bottom of the hull has been strengthened for better protection against landmines. Improved Merkava Mk.4 mile Ruach tanks are fitted with a combat-proven trophy active protection system, which destroys incoming anti-tank rockets and missiles. Protection suite also includes advanced threat identification and warning system. This MBT is also well protected against air-launched guided missiles and top-attack anti-tank weapons. The Merkava Mk.4 features an improved 120mm smoothbore gun, developed by Israel Military Industries. It is a further development of the Merkava Mk.3 tank gun. This gun is designed to sustain higher pressure, generating higher muzzle velocity. This MBT can fire various 120mm rounds, including Lahat anti-tank missiles. Also, it can fire all standard NATO munitions. 10 rounds are stored in electrically operated revolving magazine and are ready to fire at any time. Every single round is stored in a protective container to protect the crew in case the ammunition explosion. Loader selects the ammunition type semi-automatically. This main battle tank is equipped with new fire control system that includes some very advanced features. One of them is a high hit probability firing against helicopters using conventional munitions. Secondary armament includes coaxial 12.7mm and 7.62mm machine guns. There is another 7.62mm machine gun mounted on top of the roof. Furthermore, the Merkava Mk.4 is fitted with internally operated 60mm mortar. This main battle tank has a battle management system. It enables crew to plan missions, navigate and update their situation awareness. It also reports friendly units and enemy targets. Integrated battle management system combines tanks, anti-tank and artillery units and helicopters in a combined task force. The Merkava Mk.4 has a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Unique layout of Merkava series main battle tanks with front-mounted engines allowed to free space for the troops or cargo at the rear of the hull. When ammunition is unloaded, the tank can carry up to 8 dismounts or 3 stretchers. Troops enter and leave the vehicle through the rear hatch. This unique capability allows to deliver troops directly to the battlefield or evacuate them. This main battle tank is powered by General Dynamics 883 V12 diesel engine. It develops 1,500 horsepower and delivers 25% more power comparing with the previous 1,200 horsepower engine on the Merkava Mk.3. This engine was originally developed by a German MTU company, but it is license-built by General Dynamics Land Systems in the USA. The same engine is used on the French Leclerc main battle tank. Engine pack and transmission are located at the front of the hull. It can be replaced in field conditions within 30 minutes. Mine rollers can be fitted at the front of the hull. T-14 Armata. Russia. The Armata is a new Russian main battle tank. It is also referred as the T-14. Its development commenced in 2011. The Armata was developed as a replacement to the cancelled T-95, and possibly uses some of its technology. The whole project was kept in high secrecy. In 2012 the project was approved by the Russian MOD. First mock-up was revealed to Russian military officials in 2013. The new MBT was first publicly revealed in 2015. A first batch of 12 pre-production tanks was delivered to the Russian army in 2015. However, soon after the 2015 Victory Day parade, these pre-production tanks returned to the manufacturer for further testing and improvements. There were some signs that Russia was preparing to launch a full-scale production of these tanks. For example, new production line for the Armata tank guns was launched. In 2018, Russian MOD ordered a first batch of 100 of these new tanks. First production tanks were planned to be delivered during the same year. However, delivery date was postponed a number of times due to funding problems and technical issues. In 2019, there were reports that there are unresolved technical issues with all major components of the Armata. These problems were partially caused by sanctions imposed on Russia due to the military actions in Ukraine. It was announced that deliveries of the first batch of pre-production tanks will begin in 2019 or 2020. It was planned that in 2021 a batch of 20 pre-production tanks will be delivered to the Russian army. Since 2021 the T-14 Armata tank is being advertised for export customers. Future of this tank is unclear due to numerous design problems. In 2022 some sources reported that development of this tank was stopped due to technical problems, funding problems and problems with supply of key components. It was planned that Armata will gradually replace the aging T-72, T-80 and T-90 tanks that become increasingly outdated. The Armata is a new generation tank. It is a clean sheet design with a number of advanced features. It has little in common with the current T-90 and other older Soviet tanks. Actually, it is the first Russian truly new production tank since the T-72 that was adopted back in 1973. Design of the Armata focuses on heavier armor and crew survivability. Exact technical specifications of the new Armata MBT remain classified. The new tank is much bigger than the T-90. It is nearly as big as the German Leopard 2A7. This tank has a completely unmanned turret. Even though the concept of unmanned tank turret is not new, the Armata is the world's first production tank with unmanned turret. This main battle tank is operated by a crew of 3 men, including commander, gunner and driver. It is in line with Russian tank building concept that the tank should be operated by a smaller crew in order to reduce its dimensions and weight and improve protection. Armata lacks gunner, as the gun is loaded by an autoloader. It is worth noting that most Western MBTs have a crew of 4. The Armata might be one of the most protected MBTs in the world. It has newly developed base armor, made of steel, ceramics and composite materials. Also Armata has a new Malachite add-on explosive reactive armor that is claimed to be of new generation. As usual, this MBT is fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression systems. It has been reported that Armata will be fitted with new Afghanet active protection system. However, in 2018 it appeared that there are setbacks with development of the Afghanet. By 2018 prototypes of this system were not completed and were not ready for testing. The tank has a new countermeasure system that reduces the chance of being hit by enemy ATGW with semi-automatic guidance. This new Russian tank uses smoke grenade dischargers of new type. The tank uses electrical armament stabilization and turret traverse systems. These are more reliable and safer for the crew than older hydraulic systems. Furthermore, these provide a quick turn of the gun in proper direction. All crew members are seated in a well-protected armored cell. It is separated from automatic loader and ammunition. The tank has improved resistance to damage. It can operate even with penetrated armor, as far as the crew cell is intact. It is the first production MBT with such crew layout. The tank is armed with a 2A82, or 2A82-1M, 125mm smoothbore gun. This new gun has longer range and is more accurate than the old 2A46M gun of the T-90 MBT. The gun is completed with an autoloader. It was planned that the tank will be capable of firing programmable ammunition. The Armata is capable of firing gun-launched anti-tank guided missiles in the same manner as ordinary projectiles. These missiles have a range of about 5 kilometers and can also target low-flying helicopters. A total of 40 rounds are carried for this tank, and 32 of these rounds are ready to use. There is a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun. Also, there is a remotely controlled weapon station, armed with another 7.62mm machine gun. This weapon has a remote reload capability. This weapon station also functions in commander's independent sight that gives the tank a hunter-killer capability. The Armata MBT is fitted with new fire control system. It is also equipped with a battlefield management system. Commanders and gunners' workstations are identical. Initially, it has been reported that this new main battle tank is powered by an A82-2 turbocharged diesel engine, developing 1,200 horsepower. It is a new generation engine that is much more compact than the previous Russian tank engines. However, in 2019 information emerged that the tank packs a more powerful A85-3 engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. Interestingly, this rating is for a peak power which would be used only during wartime and at a cost of extremely short service life. Normally this engine develops 1,350 horsepower. The X-shaped engine is located at the rear. It is completed in one block with an automatic transmission. Though in 2020 reports emerged that the transmission of this new Russian tank is actually manual. The whole power pack was designed to be easily removed and replaced in field condition. Western tanks had this feature since the Cold War era. However, Armata is the first Soviet/Russian tank to have engine and transmission built into one module. There is auxiliary power unit, which powers all system when the engine is turned off. Furthermore, it ensures the smooth start of the engine at low temperatures. However, by 2019 Chelyabinsk Traktor plant, producer of the Armata's engine, was close to a state of bankruptcy. Their engine had a number of design flaws and was far from series production. The Armata tank has 7 road wheels. Most modern tanks have a top speed of 70 km per hour. The Armata can reach a maximum road speed of 75 km per hour. The tank has a maximum range of 500 km on internal fuel. Once additional fuel tanks are carried at the rear, the range can be extended to 600 km. This tank has a built-in self-entrenching blade and can prepare itself a defensive position within 12 to 40 minutes, depending on the ground type. From the earliest stages, the Armata was designed to be a versatile platform for a whole host of armored vehicles. A number of specialized vehicles, such as self-propelled artillery system, heavy IFV, armored recovery vehicle, heavy flamethrower system, engineering vehicle, self-propelled air defense vehicle and other support machines are planned to be based on this platform. Challenger 3. United Kingdom. British Army adopted its Challenger 2 main battle tank back in the mid-1990s. At the time of its introduction, it was one of the most capable tanks in the world. Actually, it remains one of the most protected and capable MBT in the world today. However, as the year we're passing by, the British Army was looking to improve its tank fleet. The Challenger 2 has been in service for more than 25 years and is now considered obsolete. At some point, even one of the latest versions of the German Leopard 2 tank was considered as the new British main battle tank. Though there were also proposals to retire the entire Challenger 2 tank force. Recently, Britain confirmed a 35% cut in its tank fleet and upgrade of existing tanks. The Challenger 3 is a new British main battle tank. It is an extensively modernized version of the Challenger 2. The new tank was officially unveiled in 2021. A contract was signed to produce 148 of these new MBTs for the British Army. Initial operating capability is expected by 2027, when the first batch of 18 tanks will be delivered. A total of 14 tanks will be delivered to the British Army squadron, while the other 4 tanks will be used for training. Full operating capability is expected by 2030. This upgrade will extend their service lives to 2040 and beyond. The size of the British Army has been constantly decreasing. In the early 1980s, the British Army had 900 tanks. So no matter how good the new Challenger 3 tanks are, this is no longer a credible force. These 148 tanks will make up only 2 regiments. Such numbers are only sufficient for rapid reaction force to deliver units when you need it and where you need it. The Challenger 3 uses an upgraded hull of the Challenger 2. Engine and suspension were also upgraded. The tank is fitted with a completely new high-tech turret and packs a new 120mm gun. The Challenger 3 is fitted with an L55A1 120mm/L55 smoothbore main gun. It is a modernized version of the German Rheinmetall RH120 tank gun. This gun is used on the German Leopard 2A6, Leopard 2A7 and Turkish Altay. It is claimed to be more lethal than the L30E4 120mm rifled gun of the Challenger 2. Interestingly, Britain was the only user of rifled tank ammunition among NATO countries. The new smoothbore gun can use the most advanced globally available ammunition. Furthermore, the ammunition can be pre-programmed to achieve more devastating effects on the targets. The Challenger 3 uses an advanced fire control system. There is an automatic target detection and tracking system. It detects, identifies, and tracks targets. It operates in a broadly similar manner as a smartphone does face recognition and autofocusing. Furthermore, the fire control system is capable of queuing up targets. Fire control system includes panoramic commander's sight, which gives the tank a hunter-killer capability. Though this feature has long been standard on most modern main battle tanks. Also, the Challenger 3 has long-range thermal imaging cameras. Despite its age, the Challenger 2 remains one of the most protected MBTs in the world. It provides very high level of protection against direct fire weapons. The Challenger 3 has new modular armor. Protection of the hull and turret has been further improved. Furthermore, an active protection system, such as the Raphael Trophy, can be installed, though this is a subject of a separate contract. The Challenger 3 has an advanced battlefield management system. The tank is operated by a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Engine and suspension of the Challenger 2 were upgraded. It is claimed that the new British tank can achieve speeds up to 100 km per hour. Furthermore, modifications in suspension improved firing accuracy on the move. In 2021, Britain announced a £800 million ($1 billion) contract to upgrade 148 Challenger 2 tanks to the Challenger 3 standard. This comes down to around $6.8 million per tank. This figure might also include servicing and training costs. However, such figures are typically associated with newly built rather than upgraded tanks. M1A2 SEP USA. The M1A2 System Enhancement Package (SEP) is a successor to the M1A2. It is also an upgrade package for the older Abrams tanks. It has improved armor protection, improved system components, improved computer components, and some other improvements. First upgraded tank was delivered in 1999. A total of 240 M1A2 SEP tanks were newly built. Another 300 M1A2 tanks were upgraded to M1A2 SEP standard. Furthermore, 400 oldest M1A1 tanks were upgraded to M1A2 SEP. Also, unknown number of the basic refurbished M1 tanks were upgraded to this standard. So the US military operates at least 900 main battle tanks upgraded to this standard. It is the backbone of the US military armored forces. This tank has not been exported. It is planned that the fleet of refurbished and upgraded M1A1 tanks will remain with the US military service until at least 2021. The M1A2 tanks will remain in service beyond 2050. The M1A2 SEP is one of the best main battle tanks in the world. It has incredible technology and armor. Upgraded tanks are slightly heavier than the baseline M1A2. The baseline M1A2 tank uses advanced armor, reinforced with depleted uranium layers. The M1A2 SEP has a further upgraded depleted uranium armor components with graphite coating. Protection of this MBT is considered as one of the best in the world. The M1A2 SEP has significant level of protection against all known anti-tank weapons. It can also employ counter-IED equipment. Protection can be further increased with add-on explosive reactive armor. The tank is armed with the same M256 120mm smoothbore gun as its predecessor. Range of effective fire is in excess of 4 kilometers. It can fire the M829A3 APFSDS rounds with depleted uranium penetrator and M1028 canister rounds that discharges massive blast of tungsten fragments at muzzle exit. This round has devastating lethality against assaulting infantry between a range of 200 to 500 meters. Ammunition for the main gun is stored in the turret bustle, fitted with blowout panels. The SEP V2, version 2, added Crows or Crows 2 remotely operated weapon station, armed with a 12.7mm machine gun. This weapon can be fired from inside of the tank without exposing the crew to enemy fire. Also, there are two 7.62mm machine guns. One of them is mounted coaxially with the main gun. The other is mounted on top of the roof and is operated by the loader. The SEP V3, version 3, also known as M1A2C, was publicly revealed in 2015. Today it is the most modern version of the Abrams tank. It has a number of upgrades in the area of survivability, maintainability, fuel efficiency, and network capabilities. Main survivability upgrades are the new armor package, modified active protection system, upgraded fire control system, new munitions and improved anti-IED capability. The SEP V3 tanks can fire the new XM1147 advanced multi-purpose programmable munitions as well as M829A4 advanced kinetic energy munitions. It uses a modified Rafael Trophy HV active protection system. The tank is fitted with a new electronic device, which jams remotely controlled IEDs. Also it is fitted with a new joint tactical radio system. Auxiliary power unit has been improved. In 2017 an order was issued to upgrade a total of 247 M1A1 tanks to the new SEP V3 standard. Deliveries of these tanks began to the US Army in 2020. There were plans to upgrade additional 161 tanks to the new standard. The M1A2 SEP has a more advanced fire control system with upgraded ballistic computer. Both the gunner's sight and commander's independent thermal viewer use new second-generation FLIR technology and have improved thermal imaging and night vision capabilities. Commander and gunner can designate and track multiple targets simultaneously. This gives the tank a hunter-killer engagement capability. This tank is fitted with a digital battlefield management system. It allows commanders to track friendly and hostile forces on the battlefield. This system is near real-time based. Locations of friendly vehicles are constantly updated. This system increases vehicle commanders' situational awareness. This tank is operated by a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader and driver. Some upgrades were made to the power pack. This main battle tank is powered by a Honeywell AGT 1500 gas turbine engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. This engine offers good performance. The gas turbine develops more horsepower than a comparable diesel. However, it is complex and requires tremendous amount of maintenance, logistical support and is thirsty on fuel. This engine operates primarily on diesel or jet fuel, but during emergencies can also operate on gasoline. A complete power pack can be removed and replaced within 30 minutes. The tank is also fitted with auxiliary power unit. It powers all systems when the main engine is turned off. Transmission was upgraded for better durability. It is worth noting that this tank is quiet in operation. This main battle tank can be airlifted by a C-5 Galaxy or C-17 Globemaster III military transport aircraft. United States no longer produce new hulls for the Abrams tank. Instead, existing hulls from stocks are being refurbished and rebuilt to new standards. K2 Black Panther. South Korea. The K2 Black Panther main battle tank evolved from the XK2 program. This next-generation MBT was developed in South Korea using indigenous technology only. Its development began in 1995. First prototype was revealed in 2007. Since then this tank was trialed and evaluated. Production contract for the first 100 K2 tanks was signed in 2014. In 2016 a first batch of 100 tanks was reportedly delivered and additional tanks were being built. South Korean Army has a requirement for around 300 of these new tanks. The K2 Black Panther will supplement and service the upgraded K1 and K1A1 main battle tanks. In 2022 Poland made a deal to acquire 980 K2 tanks. First K2 tanks were delivered to Poland during the same year. Currently the K2 is one of the most advanced main battle tank in the world, outclassing anything North Korea or China have. Furthermore it is the most expensive main battle tank to date, overtaking the Japanese Type 90 MBT. This tank uses both modular composite armor of undisclosed type and explosive reactive armor blocks. It is claimed that front armor withstands direct hits from 120mm tank rounds, fired from L-55 guns. The Black Panther tank is also completed with an active protection system and countermeasures system. The tank is also completed with an NBC protection system. Protection of the K2 is broadly similar to the M1A2 Abrams MBT considering that the K2 is significantly lighter. It is claimed that the K2 is superior to the M1A2 Abrams. The Black Panther is armed with a CN08 120mm/L55 smoothbore gun. This gun is a German Rheinmetall gun that is licensed produced in South Korea. The K2 is completed with an automatic loader, which is similar to that used on the French Leclerc main battle tank. It is mounted in the turret bustle with blowout panels. It can automatically identify, select and load required type of ammunition by using revolving mechanisms. Maximum rate of fire is 15 rounds per minute. Though in real combat conditions rate of fire is significantly lower. A total of 16 rounds are stored in the autoloader. Remaining 24 rounds are stored inside the hull. It also has a very advanced fire control system, allowing to track and engage not only the main battle tanks, but low-flying helicopters as well. Maximum effective range of fire is up to 10 kilometers. Furthermore, its fire control system can spot, track and fire automatically at visible vehicle-sized targets without needing any input from a human operator. The 120mm gun can fire a variety of munitions. It is compatible with all standard NATO tank rounds. It is also capable of firing the new KSTAM, Korean Smart Top Attack munition. These are smart target activated fire and forget projectiles, but shouldn't be confused with anti-tank guided missiles. The KSTAM has its own guidance system, aided by 4 stabilizing fins. At the final stage a parachute will deploy to slow its fall and accurately engage target. Such principle is broadly similar to mortar-launched anti-tank munitions. Furthermore, the K2 tank can fire KSTAM munitions from behind the cover. The KSTAM has a maximum effective range of 8 kilometers. Secondary armament consists of coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and K6 12.7mm heavy machine gun, mounted on top of the roof. Both of these machine gun have a very respectable ammunition load, 12,000 by 7.62mm and 3,200 by 12.7mm. Furthermore, the K6 heavy machine gun has an automatic system that identifies friend from a foe. This main battle tank has a crew of 3, including commander, gunner and driver. Other features of the K2 tank include digital battlefield management system and navigation system for rapid coordination. The K2 can rapidly report combat situation, thus increasing situational awareness of friendly forces. The Korean K2 is powered by the license-built MTU MB883 Ka501 diesel engine, developing 1,500 horsepower. There is also an auxiliary gas turbine power unit, developing 400 horsepower. It powers onboard systems when the main engine is turned off. The K2 Black Panther has a state-of-the-art semi-active hydropneumatic suspension. Every boogie wheel can be individually controlled, allowing this MBT to sit, stand, kneel or to lean in any direction. This feature gives tank a number of advantages. Furthermore, it is claimed that such suspension system is easier to maintain, comparing with traditional one. The Black Panther tank is fitted with a deep wading kit. It enables vehicle to cross rivers and other water obstacles up to 4.2 meters deep. Previous K1 and K1A1 MBTs lacked this feature. Interestingly, South Korea tested large engine mufflers on this tank. 2 mufflers were attached to the rear of the hull in order to reduce the engine noise. Price of the K2 tank is $8.5 million. It is also being offered for export customers. Turkey has successfully negotiated import or license production of the K2 subsystems. The new Turkish Altay MBT uses some technologies of the K2 Black Panther MBT. Leopard 2A7A1. Germany. The Leopard 2A7A1 is an upgraded version of the Leopard 2A7, fitted with Trophy Active Protection System. In 2021, Germany signed a contract to purchase the Israeli Trophy Protection Systems for its Leopard 2A7V tanks. Upgraded tanks received a Leopard 2A7A1 designation. Initially, only a company of 17 tanks will be upgraded to this standard for the NATO Very High Readiness Joint Task Force. Some sources report that in 2021 at least some of these new tanks were delivered to German Army. Raphael expects procurement of additional trophy systems from Germany. Older Leopard 2A4 tanks can be upgraded to similar configuration as all upgrades are modular. Sometimes protection system of the Leopard 2A7A1 is being referred as Euro Trophy. Currently, the Leopard 2A7A1 is among the best main battle tanks in the world. The Trophy APS was designed to provide additional protection for tanks against incoming anti-tank rockets and missiles. In some cases, it might also provide protection against incoming high-explosive anti-tank shells. This system uses a fire control radar with 4 flat panel antennas mounted on the vehicle for a 360-degree field of view. The Trophy has a brief reaction time. When an incoming rocket or missile is detected, the internal computer calculates its approach vector as well as optimal time and angle to fire countermeasures. A number of small explosively formed projectiles are housed in 2 rotating launchers that are installed on the sides of the vehicle. Once launched, these defensive munition explode and form a very tight and precise cloud of explosive shrapnel that is aimed at the incoming threat. Incoming rockets and missiles are destroyed before they hit the tank. Though this system does not protect the tank against kinetic energy threats, such as the armor-piercing fin stabilizes, discarding sabot munitions. These munitions travel too fast for the system to intercept. This trophy was designed to have a very small kill zone in order not to endanger infantry next to the tank. This system can simultaneously engage several threats arriving from different directions. The trophy passes information about the direction of attack to tank crews. This allows to identify enemy location and attack the launch position, thereby providing greater survivability. The trophy is used on Israeli tanks for a number of years. It saw action during various clashes. Israeli tanks fitted with this system survived multiple anti-tank rocket and missile attacks. Since its introduction, this system demonstrated 100% success rate in various terrain and combat conditions. Defeated threats include RPG-29 anti-tank rockets and Cornet and Métis-M anti-tank guided missiles. Also, so far the trophy is the most commercially successful and widely used system of its type, with over 1,800 units produced by 2022. The trophy APS costs around $900,000 to integrate on main battle tank. After addition of the trophy, the upgraded Leopard 2A7A1 weighs around 65 tons. There are many problems related to excessive weight, such as limited top speed, limited cross-country mobility, limited areas where the tank can be deployed. Also, it is more complicated to transport the tank to the front line. The Leopard 2A7A1 retains the same Rheinmetall 120mm/L55 smoothbore gun as its predecessor. The same gun is also used on the Leopard 2A6. This gun demonstrated its accuracy on long ranges. It is loaded manually and is compatible with all standard NATO 120mm tank ammunition. This tank can fire newly developed DM11 programmable multi-purpose high-explosive ammunition. These rounds can be used to engage targets behind cover and within buildings. The DM11 rounds can be used against troops, vehicles, and helicopters. A total of 42 rounds are carried inside the tank. Ready-to-use ammunition includes 15 rounds that are stored in the turret bustle. Remaining rounds are stored inside the hull. There is a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun and remotely controlled weapon station with a 12.7mm machine gun. The Leopard 2A7A1 tank is well protected and provides high level of protection against various threats. It has a welded steel armor construction with composite armor over the front arc. The tank is additionally fitted with passive composite armor kit with the latest generation of passive armor. It seems that it uses new materials, including nanoceramics, and allows made of titanium and steel. This add-on armor offers 360 degrees protection against RPG rockets. Damaged armor modules can be easily replaced in field conditions. The Leopard 2A7A1 tank withstands mine blasts and improvised explosive devices. The tank is fitted with NBC protection and automatic fire suppression system. The tank has a panoramic commander's sight with thermal imaging system of new generation. Commander normally searches for targets and delegates all firing procedures to the gunner. Fire control system is also capable of automatic target detection and tracking. Commander and gunner also have cameras for long-range surveillance. There is a 360 degrees local situational awareness system and laser warning system. The tank is fitted with advanced command and control equipment and battlefield management system. There are front and rear thermal image systems for the driver. These allow to drive at night in adverse weather conditions and different battlefield environment. The Leopard 2A7 is operated by a crew of 4, including commander, gunner, loader, and driver. The Leopard 2A7A1 is powered by an MTU MB-873 Ka501 turbocharged diesel, developing 1,500 horsepower. This engine is used since the introduction of the original Leopard 2 tank in 1979. By modern standards, this engine is rather bulky, but it recommended itself well. This engine is reliable and fuel efficient. Engine is mated to an automatic transmission. Due to excessive weight of the tank, maximum road speed is just 60 km/h. There is a stair auxiliary power unit, which powers all systems when the main engine is turned off. The tank can be fitted with a front-mounted dozer blade for self-entrenching and clearing routes. Mine plows of mine rollers can be also attached. The Leopard 2A7A1 can be airlifted, however there are no suitable military transport aircraft in service with the German Air Force. This tank is too heavy for the German Airbus A400M. However, it can be carried by the US C-17 Globemaster III. Germany no longer builds new hulls for this tank, but instead refurbishes and upgrades existing Leopard 2 hulls from stocks to new standards. As far as all upgrades are modular, any existing Leopard 2 tank can be upgraded to the latest standard. Interestingly, by 2022 new hulls of this tank can still be manufactured in Greece, as this country established local production for their Leopard 2A6 HAL. Panther KF-51. Germany. The Panther KF-51 is a next-generation tank designed to tackle the most complex tasks on the battlefield. It was unveiled in 2022 and features innovative solutions aimed at improving combat effectiveness and crew safety. This is a fully modernized machine that combines advanced technology, armor protection, and high mobility. The Panther KF-51 is armed with a 130mm smoothbore gun, which significantly outperforms the 120mm guns found on older tanks like the Leopard 2. This gun is capable of penetrating modern armored vehicles at long distances, providing battlefield superiority. Additionally, the tank uses new types of ammunition, including guided missiles and advanced combat elements, which enhance its effectiveness in various combat situations. Regarding armor, the Panther KF-51 boasts an advanced protection system that includes both active and passive armor. It uses composite armor, which can withstand modern anti-tank weapons. Additionally, the tank is equipped with active protection systems that can detect and destroy incoming threats, such as anti-tank missiles and grenades. The mobility of the Panther KF-51 is also top-notch. It is powered by a powerful engine, allowing it to reach speeds of up to 70 km/h on highways. The tank's control mechanisms provide excellent maneuverability, enabling it to quickly adapt to changing battlefield conditions. This is crucial for rapid responses to threats and maneuvering in challenging environments. Furthermore, the Panther KF-51 is equipped with modern control and surveillance systems, including digital systems that allow the crew to effectively interact with other units on the battlefield. The tank is fitted with radar and thermal imaging cameras, which enable it to operate effectively in low visibility conditions, including at night and in poor weather. The Panther KF-51 represents a true breakthrough in combat vehicle technology. Its combination of powerful armament, innovative protection systems, and high mobility makes it one of the most advanced tanks on the modern battlefield. This is the ideal machine for carrying out the most complex and risky combat tasks. With each new development, the tank continues to cement its reputation as a flagship of combat technology, ready to face the most serious challenges. AbramsX, USA. The AbramsX is a next-generation tank developed by General Dynamics Land Systems. It represents the future of armored warfare, with an emphasis on integrating cutting-edge technology, increased survivability, and enhanced firepower. It builds on the success of the M1 Abrams series while offering substantial upgrades in various areas. One of the most impressive aspects of the AbramsX is its weaponry. The tank is equipped with a 120mm smoothbore gun, similar to previous Abrams variants, but with advanced ammunition and targeting systems. The AbramsX features an upgraded fire control system, which significantly improves the accuracy of both conventional and advanced munitions, such as guided missiles and smart projectiles. This allows it to engage a wide variety of targets with lethal precision. The AbramsX takes armor and protection to the next level. It utilizes a composite armor package with advanced reactive and active protection systems. The upgraded armor significantly improves its ability to withstand modern anti-tank threats. Additionally, the AbramsX is equipped with an active protection system, APS, which can intercept incoming missiles and projectiles before they reach the tank. This enhances crew survivability and makes the AbramsX highly resilient in hostile environments. When it comes to mobility, the AbramsX incorporates a hybrid electric drive system. This new system increases fuel efficiency, reduces the tank's thermal signature, and provides a quieter engine operation, making it less detectable on the battlefield. The hybrid drive also improves acceleration and overall performance in both combat and off-road conditions. The AbramsX retains the high speed and maneuverability characteristic of previous Abrams tanks, allowing it to respond rapidly to threats and adapt to dynamic battlefield situations. The AbramsX is packed with state-of-the-art sensors and communication systems. It includes an integrated suite of sensors, including radar, thermal imaging, and infrared cameras, providing the crew with superior situational awareness. These systems enable the AbramsX to detect and track targets even in low visibility conditions, such as night operations or through smoke and dust. Additionally, the AbramsX uses advanced AI systems to help identify threats, manage resources, and optimize crew workload. One of the most notable features of the AbramsX is its focus on reducing crew workload and increasing automation. The tank is designed with fewer crew members in mind, relying on automated systems to assist in targeting, navigation, and vehicle maintenance. This not only enhances operational efficiency but also increases the tank's ability to function in high-pressure situations. The AbramsX is a formidable and highly advanced tank that sets a new standard in armored warfare. With its powerful armament, advanced armor, superior mobility, and cutting-edge technology, it is poised to dominate the battlefield for years to come. The AbramsX represents the future of tank design, combining the best elements of the M1 Abrams with innovations that address the challenges of modern combat.